Legs. Shaved legs. Unshaved legs. Bike riders. Why do we do it? Why do we shave our legs? Welcome to another episode of the Bun and Beard Vlog. It is absolutely roasting out here today. So in a minute we're going to go for a bike ride. But first we've got some considering to do. Shaving your legs as a bike rider. What's that all about? Now if you are this guy, or indeed this guy, you do what you want. You set the rules. You want to shave your legs, shave your legs. If you don't, you don't. It's up to you. You're the top dog. You're the alpha. But why do the rest of us do it? What do we find about shaving our legs so utterly satisfying that it keeps us going back for more? Because I'll tell you what, it ain't the actual process itself. Here are the top reasons that we hear people mention when asked, why do you shave your legs? Number one, the pros do it. Fair enough, they do. Number two, it's better for when you're getting a massage. Cool. Number three, it's faster. Number four, when you crash, it means there's less hair in your wounds. Gotcha, okay, cool, nice. Number five, the pros do it. Notice how it's very similar to number one. What everyone harks back to. Now if you're a pro, all of those things hold completely true. The other pros do it, so you don't want to be the odd one out. You get a lot of massages if you're a pro. If you're on a tour, you'll be getting a massage every single day. So that probably does have an impact. Faster? Well, but again, see points 1 and 2. Point 4, less hair in your wounds. If you're a pro, you tend to bin it a lot, especially in a pro tour. There's always the danger of going down. So there probably is a consideration of cleaner wounds. And point 5, well, see the other points. So that all makes sense if you're a pro. If you're this guy, or if you're this guy, or if you're this guy. Notice quickly here how I'm not referencing any ladies, and I think leg shaving is kind of homogenous within lady society anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think it's much to draw attention to. But why do the rest of us want to do it? Why do us amateurs all do it? Whether you be an amateur racer, or just an amateur Gran Fondo rider, or just an amateur cyclist. Do any of those points hold true? Well, point 1, you're not a pro, which is true if you're an amateur, almost by definition. Point 2, it's much more comfortable for a massage. Probably still holds true, but I'd say the frequency of massages is very, very, very different if you don't have a full-time soigneur on staff. So that doesn't really stand up. Point 3 is faster. We'll remain sceptical about that point for now. Point 4, it means there's less hair in your wounds, so they recover better when you bin it. Whereas an amateur, you tend to bin it a lot less often because you're in a lot less precarious situations. Do you really need to be thinking about how you turn yourself out in any given morning based on your likelihood of crashing? If that was the case, we'd all be wearing knee pads, I think. So I'm not really convinced that's a solid line of thinking for an amateur. And point 5, pro rider. Again, loop back to point 1. If you're an amateur, by definition, you're not a pro. Now that might make it sound like I'm against the whole idea. I'm not. I loves it, me. I absolutely loves it. I loves it so much, I do it despite none of those points being true for me whatsoever. Why do I do it, who you ask? Let's go on a little bike ride and find out. Come on. hot out there. Whew. Cheers. Cold coffee. That was roasting hot. Absolutely roasting hot. Here's something funny. The bun's gone to work today in jeans. It's 30 degrees outside. Daft one. Glorious bike ride. Couldn't stay outside for too long because it was roasting. Lovely bit of zone 2. Now, it is definitely true that a freshly pair of shaved legs feels great when you go riding. It just does. You just feel like a bike rider. You feel fast. You feel part of it. You look good, you feel good. That's just a fact. No one can deny that. But while I was out there, I was thinking, the reason that gets most people into shaving their legs in the first place, and then the reason why they stay shaving their legs, I think are very different. I only started shaving my legs when I started bunch racing. Before that, I'd spent years riding my bike, not giving a damn. Doing long range audaxes, doing time trials, doing lots of riding with friends. Didn't care. As soon as you go inside of the bunch racing bubble, roads or crits, you very quickly stand out like a sore thumb if you're the guy who hasn't got your legs shaved. That's just true. No one really comments, but you're the one that stands out. And after 3 or 4 times of doing that, it'll start to play in your head a little bit. And you'll get out one of these guys. You just will. And as soon as you've done it, you kind of realise what it's all about. It makes you feel part of the culture. It makes you feel part of the sport. It feels like it's your commitment to the sport. And that's why cyclists have always done it. I think it's a cultural thing. I think it's one of those things that makes us feel like bike riders, reminds us consistently with bike riders. Yeah, sure, it also means our veiny legs pop out and shine more and our tan looks better and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's mainly because it makes us feel good about being a bike rider. Reminds us that we're bike riders. Makes us feel part of something. And that's great. I personally love that. So if you're new to the sport and you're wondering what all this leg shaving malarkey is all about, that's all it is. It's just part of the culture. Nothing more than that. Anyone who tells you otherwise is normally finding an excuse because they haven't realised that's why they do it. Makes them feel like a bike rider. It's got very little to do with speed, very little to do with massages or prep in case you crash. It's just one of those things that bike riders do. When it comes to road cycling, that's just what you do. That's probably why you don't see it in mountain biking. Very different culture, a completely different culture, and there isn't an overlap when it comes to leg shaving. If you've never done it before, and you want to get into it, go and steal your girlfriend's razor, your sister's razor, your mum's razor. Go and get a lady's razor, they're the best. Lather them up full of shaving foam like you would do your face. If you've never done it before, get some clippers out first and get rid of the bulk, or else you'll be there all day. But then once you've done it, if you ride your bike a lot and you hang out with other bike riders, you probably won't look back. It'll just start to feel part of who you are and what you do. But at the same time, if you don't want to, if you're not interested, or if other people are pressuring you to do it, tell them to jog on, because it's not important. It really isn't. It's down to personal preference. Leg shaving conundrum. Do it if you want to, don't do it if you don't want to. It's a cultural thing. Personally, I loves it. As I said right at the start, I loves it. Glorious day outside, far too hot to be doing anything. A friend visiting to come and congratulate us on the old engagement stuff, so we're going to go for a little walk with them, hopefully in some shelter. Thank you so much for all your affection and comments from the last video. It was quite overwhelming. We're delighted. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you next time. Probably with more bun next time, if you're lucky.